me make sure I got this right.
Oh, I like that word. That's what I want to write it down.
Make sure. Nah, you know what? This is one of my vocabulary words that I use with my students. Here we go. Let me make sure that I also industrious.
Ooh, I like that.
Diligent and hardworking. Industrious.
Oh, industrious. I'm changing my Instagram name to industrious.
Yo, but seriously, bro, you know, because we are from, you know, an era that predates social media. And for you to still be as active as you are in the #1 market of all places in New York City, I tell people all the time, this is the hardest market to grind because there's so much politics that you have to deal with. And just to keep your name as good as you have kept it for so many years, to the point where this brother here can walk up in pretty much any building within the industry because of the work that he's put in, man. So I definitely salute you for that, brother.
Yo, appreciate it, King. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Same here, man. Same here. We've been running through this industry thing for years.
For a long time.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm here as a guest. I'm ready to get it in. No holds barred. Ask me anything.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, one thing I thought about before we started,
yeah,
especially since like Biggie's week, it's a story that I don't think I told many people at all, or hardly anybody knows, because I got like a whole bunch of stories. Like people don't realize, like I was there when that whole thing happened with Baby and Charlamagne at Power 105. I was there.
Okay.
I was what
3 times
reminded me about the whole Biggie week was I remember way back in the day being a super youngin, being in the staircase of Daddy's house, Puffy Studio, in the staircase with Faith while she was pregnant, and my homegirl Blue. My homegirl Blue is like she was like a black jazz singer. She's like my complexion with real blue eyes.
Okay.
It was in the staircase. Now that was crazy. I just remember that.
That's amazing, man. So you born and raised in Brooklyn?
Yeah, born in Queens, raised in Brooklyn.
Okay. And
yeah, but all I know was Brooklyn. So I was just born in Queens, but but raised in Brooklyn.
So I'm gonna make the assumption that you were bit by that industry bug very young. Just to have that memory of being at Daddy's house. Like, what was your ushering into the entertainment industry? How did you get here?
The way I got here was as an artist. Actually, I was a rapper.
Okay.
And that's how I got in. My boy BP, we was both from Flatbush. And he was at Arista Records. So he's working with Bad Boy, LaFace, all those records, all the labels under there. Okay. And he's the one that got me really ushered into the industry. I was his artist on his independent label.
Interesting. So even now as a media and marketing consultant, and you were working with some very talented artists, you worked with SNS, you worked with Olivia. How has your experience as an artist kind of helped you to usher in your expertise with these different artists and these different DJs that you are currently supporting in one way or another?
Oh man, it's to me it's an advantage to be working with an artist because I can see where they're coming from. I can relate to where they're coming from. Sure. And that's what makes me even much more of an advocate on their behalf, because I've been there. And that's why I always try to go the extra mile. I go the extra mile.
Absolutely.
Just in order to deliver and advocate for them.
And we met during the press day era. You also a host. Look Who's Talking with Jakk Doe. We can't forget about that, man. And you have built such a steady resume just as a host alone, from all your interviews, from Karen Civil to Noriega to Ice-T to Mike Song, Murder Mook. You know what I mean? And I remember, you posted a picture the other day with Angie Stone that you had.
Oh yeah, video.
I was there that day as well for.
I remember. Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the hosting grind too, because you have a lot of talent. You're multifaceted. How did that get started in terms of you becoming a great interviewer and a host?
See, that was actually very interesting. The way I was able to go into that field was because of an artist. I was when I set up interviews as an artist, I just captivated the host and whoever was around in the room, because I would entertain them. I would have them laughing, or I'll say something crazy and they're reacting. It was to the point where I had Wahida. I don't know if you know Wahida.
Of course, that was
She gave me the first opportunity
you
because
had
I
a
was
show with her, Venus and
yeah, I
Mars.
had a show. That's what led to the show because
Okay.
I was on her show as an artist, being interviewed by her.
Okay. Shout out to
I guess
Wahida.
yeah. Then we had shout out to Wahida. Then we had good chemistry, and I guess she seen something, so that's why I always give her the props, the kudos, and that's when I segued into media. I was like, you know what? I think I have something here. Then it happened again at another interview. I was as an artist with my man from Posse TV.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't. That's my
I know
man.
what you're
You
talking
know
about.
somebody, but their
Another
name, I
good
don't know
brother.
why. Pardon me, forgive me.
Yeah.
Then and that's why I did that interview with Andrew Stone. He gave me another. I think, matter of fact, it might be the first visual host. Yeah, because his show was on the local cable.
Yes.
And I interviewed Trey Songz. I did a record store. Or that's back in the days when you do record store premieres.
Yeah.
Record store walk-ins or whatever.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. One of the things that I saw on your page before we started the interview was something that you said talking about not necessarily just being the plug, but being the whole entire outlet. Where do you envision, you taking your media and marketing services? Because I do get DMs from artists from time to time. As you know, I do work at the radio station, but I don't have anything to do with people getting their songs on the radio. I'm just a marketing ambassador, and I have to explain that to people sometimes. Like, I promote the brands, but I'm not necessarily the person that puts music in people's hand. Where do you see yourself as an outlet, taking your services, and how, or do you want artists to get in contact for you? Are you available, for some of the services that you provide? Because you didn't gain certifications in digital product pushment, social media, certification.
You do your homework. Let me give you your proper salutation, proper props.
Thank you, sir.
You do your work. You're good at you're great at what you do.
Thank
first
you,
and foremost.
Thank you.
In terms of that, yes, I do like artists to contact me because I just have an endearing love and a great affinity for music. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that ever goes anywhere. So if I could help, I definitely would. But I'm very stringent on what type of artists I like to work with.
I figured.
So even if money's waved in my face, that doesn't get me. Mm-hmm. First of all, the key thing, you gotta be somebody that's workable, that you can work with. Mm-hmm. People don't understand that. You just can't get. I'm different, so you just can't throw money in my face and I'm a jump. If I'm arguing with you with our first conversation, you can't listen and you want to be argumentative.
Right.
Oh, keep your money. Yo, we good. I don't need that aggravation. We good. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for talent. I'm not looking for somebody that sounds like everybody. I gotta see some sort of talent. It's a minute inkling something. Show me something. So and in terms of I'm looking to expand, not beyond music, to products, to other genre fields, let's say TV, movie, films. I'll do some consulting with people from that type of world. Sports. I definitely like to branch off to that because as we see, the music industry, a lot of people I knew or currently know have branched off from music. People that started from music, they branched off to sports or TV, film, or whatever. So I'm definitely looking to branch off. And in terms of what you mean, the certifications when you're talking about, I just took it upon myself to utilize this pandemic. What can I do? How can I better improve myself and further educate myself? Because you can have the experience, but sometimes you need the credentials. You need that paperwork.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with other people besides, they're not around you every day.
Right.
So they ain't gonna know like how you get down work wise. So I gotta show them the credentials because I'm trying to bring it to another level.
And we got, this brother Jakk Doe is certified in digital music distribution, social media marketing, as well as digital product management. So in addition to all the years of experience, because this is an industry insider, this is a veteran of the genre, he also has these certifications to go along with the expertise, man. And it seems like you build a real, family vibe with the artists that you work with. Just my limited interaction of seeing you around SNS at the DJ Con a couple of years back, You
Oh
know,
yeah.
really great look. And I was like, wow, man, it was just good to see you in your element. But I could tell that, you know, the artist that you work with is more than just a business relationship. Like these people really rock with you. You know these people personally.
Right. Like once again, I have to reiterate, you gotta be workable.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be able to work with you. And it's like me working with somebody, like I said before, it's like going through the admissions process at Harvard. It's real stringent.
No
It's
doubt.
real stringent,
Yeah.
you know. It's oh man, it's tough. Actually, I knew Olivia for quite some time,
Mm.
and
You
that just so
interviewed her
happened.
before.
Huh?
You interviewed her before.
Yeah, way
Back in the
back.
days. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but we always had like a good friendship, develop a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And she's funny as hell. And it is just like, yo, I'm the type of person like, what can I do to help? Because I know I'm very resourceful.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do to help?
Mm-hmm.
And when I do certain things, it ends up to a working relationship.
That's dope.
Sometimes people see what I do and they're like, oh, okay, yo, come help me in more of a capacity. Come help me.
Right.
Like, all right, cool, and I'm with it. So that's what that started off. Because for years I was doing stuff for free,
Mm.
not knowing I was a consultant.
Right. Yeah. Because it's
You know?
natural to you. It's just
Yeah,
natural.
because I just like looking out for people
Right.
naturally. But after a certain time, after being in the industry, you notice people don't reciprocate. Unfortunately,
They
there's a
don't.
high percentage of people that don't reciprocate.
Mm. So
And also you need to know your worth. To any entrepreneurs, especially in the industry or whatever industry, you need to know your worth and have an understanding. Because for the free advice or the free hookup, the free, oh, I got this record played for this person for free and this, that, and the third,
mm-hmm.
and they do certain things and don't reciprocate it, not knowing people get paid for this. Like,
Yeah.
that's an invoice.
Absolutely.
People
Absolutely.
pay a lot of money for somebody to consult or somebody to help them get radio play or interviews and so
Mm-hmm.
on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And this was stuff I was doing for free, just off the love,
Right. Right. And
but
it's
not
unfortunate that
understanding.
you took
Yeah, I
advantage
gotta
of
be
that
a
sometimes.
business. Yeah, at a certain point, it's like I gotta be a business.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and then I got to it like that.
Here's a question I wanted to pose to you because just talking about reaching out and people that will see this and say, no, you know, they're going to see your resume, they're going to go to your page and like, yo, I want to link up with this cat. What should people not do when they reach out to a stranger? Like they know you work in the industry, they know there's a possibility that you can help them. Can you please drop a jewel of what is the proper way to reach out to somebody? Do you do business through DMs? Do you do business through just Gmail? Are you cool with people just saying, I'm gonna send you a song? What should people do and not do when contacting someone of your expertise to help?
Oh, that's a great question. First and foremost, um, don't do not come across with a sense of self entitlement. Like, I must listen to your song. Like, or yo, check this out. Yo, bro, I don't know you.
Right.
Like, this is a certain way you have to address people. You
Yes,
know, you gotta be courteous. Good
definitely.
afternoon. I hope all is well with you. I don't mean to be a bother, but do you mind listening to this track and giving me your feedback? Come across smooth.
Yeah.
Not, yo, check this out, my man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, like, that does not work.
Yeah.
And you could, to me, I personally feel any way you could get at me, get at me. Email, DM, whatever it be. I don't mind. But like I said, come across professionally and just be courteous.
Right. Right. In this game of being an entrepreneur and working in a business, especially with this environment of COVID, you know, how have you as an entrepreneur been able to sustain yourself throughout this pandemic? Has it caused you a lot of difficulties? Or I spoke to somebody else, one of my peoples that I interviewed, and he said, for some creatives, it's been great that the pandemic has happened because now we got more time to work. How has it affected Jakk Doe in the business that you conduct with artists and people in the industry?
Oh man, yo, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I mean, the pandemic is a bad thing, but the only good side of it is like I'm a homebody, so I'm loving it. And
Okay.
I used to sometimes be pre-COVID, I feel the pressure like, damn, if I don't go to this event, I'm gonna miss out. There'll be a bunch of people, miss opportunity. Now I ain't going to an event, and I know nobody else is going to no event, so
Right.
I feel good. Like, yeah, I ain't missing nothing.
True.
And also, it made me. It forced you gotta be a hustler. When you're a hustler, it's about adapting, pivoting. You gotta pivot.
Right.
So it caused a lot more people to, especially myself, to pivot more towards digital. We was already on digital, but it's a big difference really making a solid pivot towards digital. So
Definitely.
now you learn the digital from, like they say, soup to nuts. So you learn the whole aspect. So it gave me the opportunity to learn the whole aspect. I.e., the social media management, taking courses and getting real. We get a better understanding. It's not just hashtag and repost. It gets deeper than that.
Right.
Analytics, understanding analytics, understanding algorithm, understanding so many different types of jargon, marketing jargon, social media marketing jargon. So that's one thing I did. There's so many tools out there. I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, now I feel like I'm ready. I'm like, oh, better than ever now. Like the education I was able to gain, wow, is great. In terms of the digital space. Yeah.
It seems like a worthwhile investment, and that goes to show that although we've been in the industry for decades at this point, that it's still important that you have to upgrade your skills as you go along, because you can't depend on what we did back in the day, like the press dates. I was just thinking about that. Like, we used to be able to go to a building where the artist would just be there, food would be there, and all we could do is just, do our numbers and we can go home and take home our content. But social media kind of killed that. And when I spoke to the brothers that used to run the press dates, they told me that was the death of the press date. It was social media, because now the artists don't have to necessarily sit down with myself or you. They can just go live and talk directly to their audience. So they said, stop investing into the press dates because they could just go direct to their audience on social media.
Yeah, and audience are beginning to, not beginning, they now, they got their own platforms now.
Absolutely.
Their own podcast, their own everything now. So it's really reaching it's interesting. Not every artist got the talent for it. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
That all ain't Joe Button, man.
Nori is the exception.
Nori, like, Joe Buttons, yeah, two exceptions.
Joe Buttons, Nori, who else? Who else is good? I can't think of anybody for right now. But it's other people that's probably good, but some of y'all, nah, I need to quit. Stop it.
It's almost like some of them are doing it because those opportunities in rap are starting to dry up, which is unfortunate too, because artists don't get a chance to have a lengthy career anymore. And it's only rap where it's like, nah, you too old to spit a bar. I'm sure you still got fire. I used to rap too, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I get a business to some of these youngins in the business, bro. Like, for real, man. Because we come from that era where you really had to rap. Like, it wasn't little Tito tricks. Like, you get in a cipher, you gotta spit some bars. Like, you're not gonna be able to have a beat just ride you through. Like, nah, bro, acapella, what you got? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ain't no skirt and a ball.
That's a fact. Dudes is just ad-libbing, getting away, just
the first skirt. That was over.
Wow, man, it's deep, man. It's definitely.
Yeah, I ain't trying to sound like no get off my lawn type dude, but damn. But there's some talented youngins. Like, let's give a shout out to Corday. I think dope.
Absolutely.
Even some of these young boys. I ain't gonna lie, NBA young boy. I used to front on him. I'm like, oh, I heard some records like, oh.
Yeah, I rock with Dirk. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about, I think artists telling their stories. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I could truly appreciate. Everybody's not gonna have the bar presence of like an Eminem or a Jay-Z, but I appreciate brothers that tell their story authentically. And sometimes that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not lyrical, spiritual, miracle, I could deal with it as long as it's like you telling your story. So dudes like Young Boy, they fall in that category for me. Like, I might not rock with all his music, but I could see why people like him. And that's something else as, media specialists that we also have to be in tune with. No matter as we get older, we aging gracefully, but we still have to know how and why these artists are popping, even if it's not something we gonna ride around with. You know what I'm saying? I understand why my students, as I teach full time. I know why my students is rocking with NBA YoungBoy. I know why they love King Von and FBG Duck. I get it, even if it's not my particular style of music. I get why they're in tune with it, man. So I think that's another important aspect, for especially in your position as well, to be able to say, okay, as a social media person, you know what I'm saying, as a marketing person, I know who to bring this audience to.
Yeah, target market. Yes. But at the end of also, it's just like they don't even have to be lyrical, because sometimes a star's a star. You don't have to be lyrical. It could be the certain delivery, certain sound. Mm-hmm. Like ODB wasn't lyrical, but he was a star. Absolutely. It's the way he delivered the music and the antics he had. Mm-hmm. So, but some of these people, the copycat thing, I would never stop telling people to stop copying. I hate copying. Stop. Yeah. It's too much of the same type of artist.
It is.
Because once you sound like these artists, I automatically stop listening. I automatically stop listening. Yeah. But I don't need to hear 20, 40, 50 of them.
Right.
But this day and age, it's just a different mentality. And hopefully, I don't know if it's a lack of guidance or too many older brothers, older cousins, older uncles are incarcerated. I don't know what it is, who's raising a lot of these young guys, young men.
Yeah.
Because copying is supposed to be, should be frowned upon.
Especially in this culture. Especially.
Yeah. So I mean, it really don't make being in from New York and sounding like you're from Atlanta. Like that's a little weird to me.
Yeah.
That's somewhat weird. I can understand experimenting.
Right.
But all the time,
yeah,
like it's weird. I remember when I used to have when I had the Blogs with Attitude, music blog, I would get emails and submissions from artists, and I'm thinking they're from Decatur or Atlanta, and they're from the Bronx. I'm like,
dang, homie, yeah, like
I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah,
like I can see the major digging in the video. Like, why you sound like you from Atlanta? This is crazy.
It is.
But some artists need courage. That's what I like to preach. Have courage and believe in your craft. Believe in what you want to project out there to the world. Because at the end of the day, history is never wrong. It changes.
Definitely.
What's hot right now is not going to be hot tomorrow. So it comes to cycles.
Yeah. And it was those game changers, the Wu-Tang Clans, the DMXs, that came in to shift up things when the game was going a little sweet, a little soft. They came in and cleaned up. So it does go through those cycles, man. And like you said, artists have to be brave, because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of these artists are chasing the bag. It's not so much about the artistry, because if it's about the artistry, you don't want to copycat. You want to make sure that yours is original. This is what I do. This is what they do. But I think a lot of people are looking at rap in a different way now, where it's like, oh, that's how I can make money. I don't even really like rapping, but I'm gonna go ahead and just try to do that.
I'm just gonna do it, right? So, and it's quite unfortunate. It watered down the talent pool.
Absolutely did, man.
It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, man.
And the media pool too. Not even now you got like 3 million podcasts. Everybody got a podcast now.
Everybody got a podcast. Everybody's a host. Like,
oh, you do media now, huh? Okay.
Yeah. I felt like I was in a very special and rare class of media personalities when I was on those press day runs with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had a really top caliber interviewers and people that would do their homework, and that wasn't just there to look cool and take pictures. Like, we really loved what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about, oh, I'm gonna post this on IG and get 1,000 likes. It's like, I want to make sure this is the best interview that it could be, because my audience likes good content.
Exactly.
So
damn, president. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Lou, man. Shout out to Lou. Shout out to Mike Sisti, all the brothers, Dave Gordon. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just about to shout out Dave Gordon.
Yeah. Y'all definitely did a great service for us as young emerging hosts coming up, man. So before we get up out of here, man, I definitely want to see what you got into the bag now. We talked about some of your past accomplishments and some of your educational accomplishments, but what is Jakk Doe working on currently right now that my viewers can check out and hopefully support you
on? Currently not right now. I got a couple of things on the wraps, just waiting for the paperwork.
Okay.
That's all. other than that, here's an artist I'm interested in, but let's see what's going on with the paperwork.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on with the paperwork. I can't show no shine until I get the paperwork.
No doubt. No.
Other than it's a couple of projects. It's gonna be interesting. Might have some stuff coming up.
Okay.
People gotta stay tuned. It's gonna be really interesting. But definitely the marketing consultant, so people definitely could get at me. And have a budget, please have a budget.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, you know, what should an artist come with in terms of a budget? Like, even if it's not you, but what's the least amount? Because, you know, sometimes people need to have a number to work towards. You know, what would you say would be somewhat of a decent budget, even if it's not your price? But what is the ground level of the work that somebody in your position would do?
See, the funny thing is when you're going through the consultation, when you're looking to onboard a client, the expectations are out of this world. It's out of this world, and they don't be having a budget. They want the radio play, they want the video head, this, that, song play. What's the budget?
Right.
Oh, they don't got a budget. Then they lowball the budgets, like 800, 1,000. What? What you think?
That's not going.
Like, come on, people. If you really looking to make this a career, a sustainable career, a profitable career, you got to invest in yourself. I'm pretty sure artists heard that a bunch of times, but you really have to invest in yourself. Let's say to even make an impact, because we're talking about you got to do social media. You got to put up your money for that. You got YouTube. You got to put up your money for that. You got merch. You got to put up your money for that.
Yeah.
And hope you can make a profit on that. I mean, I guess right now everything is digital. Just because you can't go out like that no more, you still got to shift all that money to digital.
Yeah.
And there's different other types of campaigns you got to put money for, and it's not free.
True.
So, and not just that, also you have to make an impression. Even when I utilize my resources, it's up to the artist to make the impression. You want to send this media personality or this DJ a gift bag, not payola, but a gift bag. You want to leave an impression.
Right.
So, and how many DJs out there in this country? How many DJs out here in the Northeast market? Like New York market is a bunch of DJs. So you're gonna need a budget for that. The point is, the budget is going to help you stand out amongst everybody else. There's like about 20,000 artists out here. What they say, I believe Spotify uploads 50,000 songs a day. If I'm correct, I believe Spotify, but one of these DSPs upload about 50,000 records a day. Like, how are you going to differentiate yourself and stand out? So I would need that budget to help amplify your brand.
True.
So you got to come with it. I'll say
you're amplifying.
Yeah, I'll say, in all honesty, the low ball, poor man budget, 5,000.
Okay.
Low man budget.
And like you said, that's an investment into yourself. And one thing I'll add to that too is, you know, artists don't just depend on your management, whether it be the social media, the marketing side. Don't depend on them to do everything. You got to build your own relationships too. Like, these artists act like they too good to even respond. Like, yo, go talk to my manager type thing. Like, sometimes you have to build those personable relationships with the DJs, and don't shit on the DJs. Respect to the DJs, man, because they don't get the looks that they are supposed to, you know, get. And, you know, for me, you know, I've done extensive work with the Mixtape Awards. Rest in peace to Justo. You know, that's extremely important, man. You know, getting the DJ the love that they deserve and that they respect, not on no fake love, but really building relationships with the DJs. And I think a lot of artists forget about that. You know what I mean? Because of the streaming services.
Because right now the thing is playlists. So a lot of artists not even thinking DJs. They're just thinking, yo, what playlist could you get me on?
Yeah.
And once again, you need the budget. They never heard of you.
Right.
You got to stand out. It's just being real. Like, where you want to be placed on the playlist, last, or you rather be up like 3, 4? You look like you're important. You got to give it up. You got to have that budget.
Definitely.
That's it. It's constantly you got to promote. That's it.
Very, very good advice, man. And what would you say, you know, in all of your
Hold on. Let me I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, something you said is pretty interesting.
What's that? What's
In
that?
terms of artists, artists do things on their own. Because this is where it gets a little shaky and dicey.
Okay.
Because the trust factor.
Mm.
Because you could be a manager and it's if stuff get back to you that the artist is doing something without you knowing, sometimes that could cause a little trust issues within the business relationship.
Oh,
But
okay.
in all actuality, if you're a manager, you want to all business to refer to your manager. All business. Sometimes artists take business upon themselves, and that's where
things get shaky.
Hold up.
Okay.
Like as a manager, you could be like, hold on, you doing deals without me? Any business, any type of inquiries should go to the manager, to management.
True.
So, but you still could build a relationship with the DJs and all that. And third, hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, that's exchange contacts and all that. Say what's up. But when anything comes to business, you got to be like, you got to put on pause. Please refer to my manager.
Okay. Okay.
And this is very important. So when I tell artists, you got to look at it as this: if it's a company, there's a marketing, there's production, and there's like facilities that clean up. Like each of them can't step on each other's toes. Facilities can't do what marketing doing. Marketing can't do what production doing.
Right.
When you're on the top of the executive, you delegate to the appropriate department.
Definitely.
So that goes for artists. When people approach you, yeah, build your relationships, because sometimes there could be a split somewhere down the line with management. And you could be asked out. If management got all the contacts you've been around, you got to build your relationships too.
That happens.
But the important thing is when the discussion of business comes up, that's when you got to be cognizant and be like, hey, you can talk to my manager about that.
You don't want to cut your manager's throat.
Yeah, that's cutting your manager's throat, and that could cause issues. Because if you take your money without your manager knowing, you're supposed to go through your management.
True.
And that's what causes issues. So still build a relationship. Also, it helps the artist as well, because if they go to you directly for a price, you need the management to play the bad guy. Because if you're the one telling somebody directly, that could interfere with your relationship. The management's supposed to be the bad guy.
True.
So they come into if you give them the access to talk business to you, yo, if your price is like 1,000, they be like, yo, you do it for me for 500. Not they talking you direct. Now you putting yourself in a situation, and this could be somebody important. But if you go through management will shut it down. Like, nah, the rate is 1,000.
Right.
So now the management's the bad guy, and they know the management handles business.
True.
So they can't take that towards you. They got to take it towards management. So this way it doesn't hurt your relationship with them. Because business gets filtered through management. See, and all you can do is like, yo, that's management. I don't deal with that. It's management. They do business.
Right. So that's a turn off. That's a turn off definitely on a business arrangement. So that's a different angle that I wasn't even thinking about. See, that's why you got that management mind, my brother. But that is very, very important, because artists sometimes will, try to make those side deals. And if you're cutting out management, what's the use of it? And then you kind of taking away from the hard work that management is actually putting in. So I appreciate
and management got to get that paperwork. That's why management got to get that paperwork. And also another thing is, I'm sorry to hold you on so prolonging this. But I feel like this is important. Is proper business etiquette. Say, like, for example, you got a manager or somebody put you on to a situation, or you have a management or publicist. You don't turn around and try to get the contact of that person that they setting the stuff up with.
True.
Like, that's now you go cause something here. Like, hold on, you're not going to be trying to take all these contacts that I worked hard for over the years,
right?
And you just gonna come through. I just set this up for you. Oh, let me get your number, man. What you doing? This is what I'm here for.
Right.
This is the position that management, publicists, or what have you is in to take care of. That's their job. But by doing that, it's a certain type of etiquette you need to have, like business etiquette, because that's kind of messed up. It's like everything is drugs now. So it's like for example, streetwise, your man puts you onto the plug, but you going behind the back and getting the plug's number? Like you try to do business directly with the plug when your man putting you on? Nah, you gotta go through your man.
Right.
Like, yo, you hooked me up.
True.
So I'm not gonna do you dirty, go behind your back. So please, proper business etiquette.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. And maybe you might have a seminar, you know, to possibly teach a paid seminar, really to talk about it. Because honestly, Jack, that was something I was thinking about, like, you know, especially being on social media and working with different companies and having people hit me up and like, yo, question me like, yo, go give Flex my record. And it's like, it's not like that, you know, and people not really knowing what is the proper etiquette and how to, you know, talk to somebody. Just because I work at Hot 97 doesn't mean I'm standing there playing the records. Like, that's not what I'm there for. People can't grasp that. Like you said, everybody has their position to play. The reason why I've been in the industry, the reason why I've been in these buildings for so long is because I have played my position, you know, and I'm cool with my position. I'm not, you know, upset about where I'm at, but that might be something that you want to look into a little bit further, man. And because artists need that business etiquette because they don't know. A lot of them don't know, you know. And some
listen, I learned the hard way. I remember years ago, I walked up to L.A. Reid.
Ooh.
He shut that down real quick. He's like, oh no, this steps to this. You gotta go through him. Look around. You gotta go through him, and him before you can get to me.
Wow.
So people gotta understand that. Just because you at I-97 don't mean you could go straight to the place. It's etiquette, and that's just putting your situation, you know, and in harm's way. Your situation.
Yeah. And you don't realize that because sometimes you're so blinded by what you want. You know, me and you become pawns in the mix of that. Like, I'm just trying to make it, so I don't care if you lose your job. I don't care if you do something out of protocol. Because for me, it's like I never want to step out of character to do something I wouldn't normally do just because. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not going to run up on this brother for my own music, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it for a stranger that hits me with a DM. It's like, that's not how it works. But there are opportunities. You were a part of one of the Who's Next segments, which is one of the contests that Hot 97 throws to give emerging artists an opportunity. You was at the leadership board. So there are opportunities where you can slide in, but you got to be, number one, you follow a brother like this, so you be in tune with the things that are happening. And number two, you know, you listen to the advice that people are giving you because honestly, this is experience that we, like you said, we had to learn the hard way. And this is free game that we giving to people now, you know? Understand everything he said was on point, man, in terms of like that artist protocol. Like, make sure you're not doing things bad because, you know, one of the things that I always say is you're known for, you know, who knows you. Like, I know this person, you know what I'm saying? It's who you know, but it's not just who you know, but it's how they know you. Because I could know you, but I'll be like, man, he's a scumbag, or man, he's a liar, or man, he ain't got good integrity. So a lot of people are so focused on being known, but it's like, how do you want people to know you, bro? Do you want people to know you as an artist that's going to snake your manager in the back and make moves like that? Because little do they know, Jack, the industry is a lot smaller than they think. The industry is not huge with brothers like me and him running around. The industry is small. You know what I'm saying? So we all kind of know each other through affiliations and associations. So, you know, if you lose your job in one spot, don't think you're going to run into the next door and get in because word travels. It travels all around and you wouldn't even know it. You like, damn, you know, I can't get into none of these doors because unfortunately you have, you know, committed a reputation that's not great. And that's why I salute you off top because you've been here, bro. And for you to still have a stellar reputation and be able to have a pass to walk in all these buildings, that says something about you, man.
Yeah, thank you. And also, I'll tell people, man, integrity still, please. Integrity is still a word that could be used out here. It's a characteristic you still could utilize, having integrity.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah. And that's why we here today, bro. You know, integrity, man. You are a man of integrity. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to interview you, man. You know, long overdue. We've been trying to do this for a minute. And I apologize because I kind of fell off my hosting grind because I started working outside the industry. Like, I'm in grad school right now. I'm doing the teaching thing because I realized, you know, the industry, you know, you got to hustle. It's multiple positions. And this is a game of hustles and marathons, man. You know what I mean?
This
like
this is it.
You
Yeah,
gotta
exactly,
find ways
man.
to make money outside of the industry sometimes too. That's important.
Oh, you definitely have to.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
most definite. Definitely have to.
So
Yeah, man. I
yo,
appreciate it.
y'all make sure y'all follow my brother Jakk Doe, media and marketing consultant, industry veteran, man of integrity at Jakk Doe. We'll have all this information scrolling at the bottom of the screen, but he's looking for talent. So come correct and, reach out to the brother if you are in need of any of his services. And once again, man, I greatly appreciate your time today. I'm gonna get this chopped up over the next couple weeks and, we'll start putting it out, man. But I
Appreciate it.
I really appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, King. Thank you.
All right, this is
Appreciate
the
it.
Convo podcast. D.Bail and Jakk Doe. We out of here,
Yeah.
man.